Hi there, Pablo here and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to go over something special. So, you know that in Hollywood, now that technology is kind of everywhere, they want to include a lot of hacking scenes, because they want to hack the bad guy or they get hacked by the bad guy or whatever. But the thing is that a lot of these Hollywood people have no understanding of how ethical hacking or hacking in general actually works. So it makes for some pretty funny movie scenes. So I'm going to go over a couple of movie scenes that you guys have sent me and that some people from my program has sent me, and I'm going to debunk them to see if they're either realistic or if there's some huge mistakes. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Have you ever wondered what life looks like through the eyes of a computer hacker? Have you ever wanted to learn the skill sets to hack just about anything? My name is Pablo and I've acquired these skills. As an ethical hacker, I hack just about anything I can find. Allow me to take you on a journey through the world of cybersecurity to teach you everything it takes to become a successful computer hacker. Ready? Let's go. Alright, so let's take a look at the first video. This one is called GUI interface using Visual Basic to track killer's IP address, and it's a clip from CSI. So let's take a look.
For weeks I've been investigating the cabbie killer murders with a certain morbid fascination.
This is in real time.
I'll create a GUI interface using Visual Basic. See if I can track an IP address.
What was that? What was that? I'll create a GUI interface to track the killer's IP address in Visual Basic. Like, what? That makes no sense. So for the people that don't know what a GUI interface is, it's basically the graphical interface that is around a specific piece of software. So if you have, for example, I don't know, Photoshop or Adobe Premiere or whatever other software like Slack or Steam, you have like the graphical interface, all the buttons where you can click on, and underneath that is the code. But I have no idea why you would need a graphical interface to track someone's IP address. Like, if you want it pretty, then all power to you, but I guess in a critical situation like this, you probably wouldn't even take the time to create a GUI, but whatever. Alright, so the next one is another one from NCIS. I just had a lot of people telling me that NCIS is the absolute worst when it comes to realism in ethical hacking. So let's check out this clip, which is hacking through a power cable.
Print is Kevin's, and the blood damage is minimal. But considering where you found this baby, there's no way I'm just gonna jam it into our network.
Which would explain the purpose of this contraption.
The laptop isolates the SD card, and the cage isolates the laptop from the rest of our network.
Okay, time's kind of a factor here, Abs.
All right, so first question is, why would you want to isolate an SD card? And also, why would you put the computer in a box like that? Because it's transparent. If you want to put it in a Faraday cage where you have no wireless connections going from and to the computer, I would get it, but this just looks like a box made of some pieces of plastic, so I don't really know what the purpose is here.
I don't know. I'd go with the cat.
Yeah, most of us would, but WMD.
WMD?
What would McGee do?
That's two W's, Abs.
Whatever. If there's one thing that McGee has taught me, it's to never click on an unfamiliar icon that's telling you to click on it.
Feels sharp.
All right, I get what they're trying to portray here. They want to show that people are social engineering people and making links very attractive to click on, but I don't think it will ever come to the choice of, hey, do I want to click the shark or do I want to click the cat?
Shark and the kitty head fake?
Yeah, what if it's a double fake, like trying to get me to click on the shark?
What would McGee do, Michudo?
McGee would put up a virus scanner and build a firewall.
She's gonna build a firewall, guys. She's going to build it with her own bare hands, with some bricks, cement, some oil, and some matchsticks. That's how you build a firewall.
Okay. Here, kitty, kitty.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Should have gone with the shark.
What's happening? What about the firewall?
It ate right through it, and then it bypassed the cage through the power cord. Whatever.
All right, so it bypassed the cage through the power cord. How could they not have thought of the power cord? Of course, because the laptop needs to be plugged in all the time and it doesn't have a battery. And I mean, if the cage even worked, which I've touched on before, then at least they could have unplugged the cable. But then again, like, how are they going to hack them through the power cable? It's literally just electricity being fed to your power supply. There's no way it's going to touch your network card or your computer or anything. So yeah, debunked. All right, this video is titled The Most Accurate Hacking Scene Ever. And I think that there's a little bit of sarcasm involved here, but let's check the clip.
Some breach.
Oh.
Firewall 1.
We got a problem.
What?
Someone synced a rat to one of my servers, a remote access tool. We're being hacked.
Okay, so I gotta give them a little bit of props here. A rat is indeed a remote access Trojan, or as they say, a remote access tool. Kind of same thing. However, why would you even have a screen with a bunch of firewalls and then showing the percentage of how hacked they are? Like, how do you even measure how hacked a firewall is? Like, makes no sense.
By Locksat?
I don't know.
But we've been so careful, how could they find us?
They haven't found us yet, just cracked the outer layer of our system. I'll start an intrusion inspection and find out who our rat is.
Uh-oh.
What?
They're on to us. Vikram's trying to track our IP address.
Oh, can you stop it?
No. But I can slow him down.
It's coming from inside the city, trying to narrow it down.
Okay.
Really start Counter-Strike? Are they going to create a LAN party there and just, you know, shoot some people up? Yeah, like, tracking an IP address is something that is possible. However, you're not going to pinpoint it to that exact location most of the time. And also, you're not going to get an alert when your IP address is tracked. Like, there's not really such thing as tracking an IP address. An IP address just exists. You can look up information about it. And if someone gets your IP address, they have access to that public information as well. But there's no such thing as actually trying to track an IP address.
What the hell?
All right, so guys, that would be a hack that I would 100% support. Just troll them with cat videos. Pablo approves.
Good, but I am better.
Cat videos? That doesn't seem like Locksat. Who would do that?
We're about to find out.
Who would do that? A freaking genius would do that.
That barely slowed him down. I'm sorry, but he's going to find us in less than a minute. Should we abort?
No, we've only got 2 of the blinky boxes left to go.
Ooh, blinky boxes.
Just hack.
Well, that's kind of what they look like, blinky boxes. They're not really doing anything else there.
Come on.
Got it.
That's Castle's office.
He must be working with Haley. She's got the skill set for this, and she is about to breach our firewall. If she does, they'll have instant access to our entire investigation.
No, that's gonna put a target on Castle's back. We have to stop him.
I can do it, but I need time.
Oh, let me see if I can buy you some.
It's Becca calling.
She's going to go to the supermarket, buy some time, you know.
That's Becca. She's calling. What do I do?
Answer it. Let's see how much she knows.
Hey,
Hey, babe.
change your mind about tonight?
Tonight's still not gonna work. But what about right now? Feel like steaming up your office?
My office? That sounds great. I'm, sort of in the middle of something right now.
Really? That's too bad, because I'm right downstairs.
Downstairs, downstairs?
Yeah, I can be up in 10 seconds.
10 seconds is not long at all. Hang on 1 second. We gotta shut it down. She's gonna walk in the front door.
No, she's lying. Her phone is pinging from Queens.
She knows it's us who's hacking her. Sorry about that. Just taking off my pants. You coming up?
He knows I'm lying. Hey,
Yeah, quickly mute your phone and just say that he knows you're lying. Just think out loud. Think out loud, guys. Think out loud.
you know what? Something just came up. Rain check?
Sure. You know where to find me.
Okay.
She's almost in. I could launch a cyber...
All right, so I took a closer look at the so-called blinky boxes, and they're decrypting the firewall. Like a firewall is not a hashing algorithm, so there's nothing that you can really decrypt there. What you can try and do is look for open ports in the firewall, see if you can bypass any of the intrusion detection systems, but decrypting a firewall, not done.
nuke, but it'll completely fry his system.
Man, I love the launch button they have there. I want a button like that as well, just in my office, a launch button. And I'm not sure what I wanted to do. Maybe just bomb the whole office with cat videos. That would be actually amazing. Someone get to that. All right, we're continuing with the NCIS videos. This one is called 2 Idiots, 1 Keyboard. So let's take a look.
No way. I'm getting hacked.
A port scan?
No, this is major. They've already burned through the NCIS public firewall.
All right, let me be clear here. So a typical Hollywood movie is where there's a lot of like screens popping up. Usually when you're doing a real life hacking kind of thing, then you do have a couple of windows open. However, they're not gonna pop up in rapid fashion unless you have some spyware on your computer or adware or whatever. So yeah, like it's even humanly impossible to go and check what's going on. So what would be the need of having all these screens pop up anyway?
Well, isolate the node and dump them on the other side of the router.
I'm trying. It's moving too fast.
Oh, this is not good. We're using our connection to the AFIS database.
Yeah, have you ever been in such a rush that you ask your coworker to just, add his hands to your keyboard and just type together? You're just so in sync that you know what you're gonna type that you can just type with 4 hands on one keyboard.
Sever it.
I can't. It's a point attack. He or she is only going after my machine.
It's not possible. This is DoD level 9 encryption. It would take months to get built.
Hey, what is that, video game?
No, Tony, we're getting hacked.
Take it in Abby's computer. The entire NCIS network is next.
I can't.
What is this, a video game?
Stop him. Do something, McGee.
I've never seen code like this. Where'd it go, Abby?
I didn't do anything. I thought you did.
No.
I did.
Oh, what a genius. He unplugged the computer. Oh my God. Did nobody ever think of that before? If you get hacked, just unplug the power cord. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Well, in all honesty, I have to give them a little bit of credit there, because if you are in a situation where you are getting hacked and there is a virus spreading throughout your network, sometimes in the worst of cases, it is a good idea to shut down some systems in order to protect them from further spreading, and then take the attack by its core, fix it, and then power everything back on. All right, so this clip is from Black Hat, which is a movie from 2014, so it's actually pretty recent, and they're hacking the NSA.
You asked him to change his password?
All right, so the guy that you saw in the beginning is the guy that is getting hacked. So what they're doing here is a typical phishing email. They're sending an email in order to make the user, in this case the first guy, click on some malicious link.
when he downloaded the PDF.
After a lot of hesitation, he actually took the bait and downloaded it. Usually they wouldn't hesitate that much because that's kind of the whole point of social engineering, that you create an email or an attachment that looks so realistic that people would automatically click on it. So yeah, a little bit of a bad job there from the phishers, but anyway, he took the bait, so all good.
PDF. What he downloaded was the keylogger.
All right, we didn't see it on screen here, so I have no idea how realistic or not it is, but usually what they do is they go ahead and they create a PDF with a malicious file in there, like a keylogger, as they said. However, the user needs to double click that in order to actually execute it. And here we don't really see him execute that file, so we're not entirely sure if the keylogger is actually running or not, because the PDF in and of itself, just being there won't do anything unless it's being executed. I gotta give him some props on his password use. It's a very secure password. So yeah, kudos to him.
Now we wait.
All right, so they seem to get access to something. The funny thing is that, like, who in their right mind, if this was a realistic situation, who would put in an animation like that? They're like, ooh, it needs to look cool. Let me just take this little red block of numbers or characters or whatever, just drag it to the other side of the screen and then have some nice lines come out of it that point to, which looks like IP addresses. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, the animation is again a little bit Hollywood, but yeah, I would rate it about 5.5 out of 10 realism, kind of. All right, so this clip is from Mr. Robot, and if you haven't seen Mr. Robot, I highly recommend you check it out because it's one of the most amazing TV series that I've ever seen. They have very realistic hacks in there, just like this one actually.
Hi, this is Sam from Bank of East Security Fraud Department. Unfortunately, I have to inform you that your account's been compromised.
What? What happened?
First, before I can answer any questions, I need to verify some information. Are you still at 306 Hawthorne Avenue?
Yes, apartment 2C.
Great. And your security question, favorite baseball team?
Yankees. I don't remember this being a security
And lastly,
question.
your pet's name?
Flipper. Who am I speaking to? Can I get your name and number?
So yeah, this is actually a very realistic social engineering technique. What he's doing is he's trying to convince the user that he's a bank representative and that something happened to his card and they need some information. However, a bank representative or any representative of any company ever will never ask you your security questions because they have to be safe. Just so that if some guy like this goes and calls you up and he asks your security questions, you answer them, he can basically reset the password of any account that he wants that uses those security questions. Actually, it's a very good practice for me, for example. What I do is my security questions never have real answers. So I always lie on my security questions so that even if, for example, my favorite pet name, if somebody would look up on social media what my pet's name is, they would not have the real answer to the question. So actually, that's a way to prevent that social engineering attack.
With those details plus a dictionary brute force attack, it'll take my program maybe 2 minutes to crack his password.
So this is actually very realistic, also very nice frame where I'm stopping on here, by the way. But yeah, you can code basically some brute forcing tool that will go over a list of possible passwords. And if you have some information on the target, it can make it a lot faster. Plus, if they have the security questions, maybe that comes into play in the whole authentication process. So that's probably why he needed those questions in the first place. So all in all, 10 out of 10 on realism. Let's go on. All right, so this is a clip from Skyfall, the James Bond movie, and a lot of people told me that they are not entirely sure if it's a win or a loss. So let's check it out.
You should go, Mom. Board of Inquiry begins in 30 minutes.
I want to know what's on that computer.
Files, probably.
Now, looking at Silver's computer.
All right, let's start with the screens behind them. Again, this is what I said before. When there's so many screens and so many blinking stuff, and also like nobody's really paying attention to those screens, so that's another thing. It's probably useless. It's more Hollywood stuff than realism here.
It seems to me he's done a number of slightly unusual things. He's established fail-safe protocols to wipe the memory if there's any attempt to access certain files. Only about 6 people in the world could program safeguards like that.
Of course there are. Can you get past them?
Actually, not entirely sure, because there are people out there that can just wipe files whenever they get access from a source that is not trusted. However, in this case, I probably don't think that they actually care about that, and it's just like, oh, fail-safe protocol sounds nice, so let's just implement it.
I invented them. Right then. Let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Silver. We're in.
Sir, what do you make of this?
This is Omega site. Most encrypted level he has. Looks like obfuscated code to conceal its true purpose. Security through obscurity.
All right, a little bit of kudos here. Security through obscurity is a real thing. A lot of people, they try to kind of obscure pieces of code or obscure passwords or something like that. However, it's never really good security because obscuring something is always reversible. Whereas if you hash something, it's a lot harder to reverse it and you actually need to crack it through certain methods. So this one is kind of a good example that security through obscurity is not good.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I might have order. I'd like to begin the proceedings. We're gathered today to address important issues concerning the future of our national security.
Going somewhere?
So you believe your stewardship of MI6 during the recent crisis has been up to scratch?
Well, I believe we have apprehended the responsible party, undertaking all necessary steps to ensure that the sensitive information is contained.
So it's a job well done.
Well, I'm not saying it's all gone perfectly, but...
You'll forgive me for not putting up the bunting. I find it rather difficult to overlook the monumental security breaches and dead operatives for which you are almost single-handedly responsible.
He's using a polymorphic engine to mutate the code. Whenever I try to gain access, it changes. It's like solving a Rubik's Cube that's fighting back.
All right, so I know how this scene goes, and let's take a look at the right section. So what you see there is basic data that is flowing through a network. So it's 100% realistic. It's also hexadecimal code. So this means that it goes all the way from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. So there's no other characters that can be in a hexadecimal format, ever. However, what you're about to see is that they're breaking this standard completely.
It's like solving a Rubik's Cube that's fighting back.
Stop.
Stop, he said. He saw something. What would it be?
Go in on that.
Grandborough. So not only does this have characters that are never in a hexadecimal format ever, yeah, like what are you supposed to do with this? Like, why would anyone hid it or hide it in data like that? Like, makes no sense. Also not really possible. So yeah, not realistic. All right, so you thought that the whole CSI videos were done and dealt with. Well, that's not the case, because I got another one, and this was actually the first Hollywood fail that I've seen, and I'm still laughing with it to this day.
So, what do we know about this Apollo?
You know that garbage, those numbers at the bottom of every email?
Yeah.
It's actually a unique number that registers the location of the sender's terminal.
An address?
Internet protocol address.
All right, so have you ever seen that garbage at the end of every email? No, I haven't. They don't put IP addresses in the email where you can actually see them. They are in there, but they're in the source code of the email. However, she is right about the fact that it's like an IP address is unique to, well, not a terminal, but these days it's more to a network. So that's because we have IPv4 and NAT. So right before, in old times, you know, every computer had its own IP address, but because we never really expected to have these many devices on the planet, the IP addresses, as you can see them like this, you know, with the numbers and the dots, are fully depleted. So in order to fix that, what they're doing right now is they are having one public IP for your entire network, and all your devices are sharing that public IP. And then inside of your network, they're using what's called a private IP. Now we're actually moving towards IPv6, which is going to solve that problem altogether. However, I want to pinpoint this IP address. Look at it. It's 417.216.55.69. So IP addresses are, well, IPv4 addresses are indeed a series of 4 numbers with dots in between. However, the numbers only go from 0 to 255 and thus not 417. There's no way ever you are going to see 417 in an IP address. It's impossible. All right, so this is a clip that has been sent to me from a movie called Operation Espadon, or Espadon, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. I'm actually not a big movie watcher, but it features Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry. So,
DoD, D-base, 128-bit encryption. What do you think? Impossible?
Nothing's impossible.
Good. So
that is true. Nothing is impossible. Everything is hackable to some extent.
can be done. You slide in a Trojan horse hiding a worm.
Something like that. Is this an interview?
Sort of. Marco, let's give him some incentive.
Hey, what are you doing?
Relax, Stanley. Now, I have...
Wait, what? Did I see that correctly? Like, they're basically tying him up so he can do the hack. But what is the girl doing there? Like, where is she going? Did I see that correctly? Where is she going? Okay, I need to see this again.
Now, I have...
Looks fishy to me, but anyway, like I would be happy to have this during my security assessments. However, I got to also debunk this as being unrealistic.
Been told that the best crackers in the world can do this in 60 minutes.
All right, it's just my mind, guys. It's just my mind. She's tying him up. Just my mind.
Fortunately, I need someone who can do it in 60 seconds.
You're kidding.
Afraid not. Go.
Get up, get up, get up.
55.
Get on with it.
the hell is this? Time's a wasting, big guy. Jesus.
All right, if someone would put me under pressure like this, I would be dead. Just plain dead. Whenever I do a security assessment, I need to have my time to think, but not like this. Like, no, please, please don't.
45 seconds. Oh, she's good, isn't she?
All right, she is in fact doing what I was thinking she was doing. So yeah, kudos to the guy. Would highly recommend that during your assessments, I guess.
More time. Come on, Stan. 20, 19. 15. 10. 9.
All right, so the things that you see on screen are absolute rubbish. However, he's also sometimes pressing a couple buttons at once, so kind of weird.
3, 2, 1. Too bad, you gotta die. No, wait.
Pranked.
I was just fucking with you, Stan.
Man, the first thing the girl does is she goes ahead and tries to give him a kiss. Like, leave the man alone, woman. Like, he just had a near-death experience and you're there just clinging to him. Like, give the man some space, really. Access granted, as if there was a screen like this that said Department of Defense, access granted. However, very funny clip. Thanks for sending this over to me. Alright, so I think that after this video we can conclude that most hacking scenes are kind of wonky when it comes to their realism. However, there are some good ones out there like Mr. Robot, which is absolutely amazing when it comes to the realism of an ethical hacker, or in this case, you know, like gray hats, hacktivists, whatever. If you want to learn real ethical hacking and you want to get a career in cybersecurity, I highly advise you to go to the description below where you can find a link to my website in which there's a little bit more information about a program in which I teach you everything there is to know about ethical hacking, and I'll get you a career in cybersecurity. Now, also in the description, I'll put in a little link that will link to another page on my website, which can give you access to a little worksheet in which you can find virtual machines or kind of virtual test labs in which you can check how good you already are when it comes to ethical hacking. They're all very beginner level, so they shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, I thank you for watching this video and I see you in the next one. Bye.